Hello, everybody. Welcome to, what do we call it? Podcast hour or
Thinking Thoughts.
Thinking Thoughts with Nate, Jeremy. Thinky Thoughts with Nate, Jeremy, and Eric. Welcome to the beginning of the podcast. Okay, so today. Oh wait, let's address the fact that we did not have a podcast last month, as it was December, and we were supposed to have a Christmas podcast.
We were real caught up in Christmas antics. We were all out of state.
Yeah,
Flying back home.
Flying back, yeah, all the way back to Japan for me. So yeah, Christmas. I want to talk about Christmas, but also at the same time, let's not talk about Christmas. It's over and done with.
Same time.
And I'm exhausted of it. I'm exhausted of the subject, to be honest.
And it's a new year, so, you know.
New me.
Exactly. New year, new me.
I guess. That's where I was going, but okay.
It's still the words right out of your mouth.
Yeah. Well, so New Year's, what did you guys do for New Year's? I know I didn't do anything. I literally sat here and I played Call of Duty.
I got pretty drunk New Year's.
Oh, that's fun.
I think I went to hang out with you guys New Year's.
Yeah, and we were all up to like 4 in the morning.
Right. Yeah. I remember because we had Frank come over too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good time. Sounds like a good time.
It was a pretty good New Year's. I liked it a lot, but I think
Alright.
that's probably, you know, half due to the fact that I was drunk.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to be drunk on New Year's. I didn't do anything on New Year's Eve, but New Year's Day, well, then the night of New Year's Day, I went to a party that Jelly threw for her birthday, and it was okay, but you know, at the same time, I got wasted. Actually, I got wasted, so I actually had a pretty good time, and I won a game of beer pong.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, so it was a pretty good night. I met this seventh grader, and it wasn't a girl. So it was a seventh grader. It was his house.
Okay.
The party was at his house.
What is this 7th grader doing
So,
at the party?
and
How do you get a ride? Are his parents coming to pick him up?
No, yeah, it was really bizarre. I remember I asked him, I was like, so are you in high school? Because he was super tiny, but he looked like he was at least a freshman. But no.
Probably because he was at a party.
Yeah, probably. He was he was definitely at the party. His mom came up to me and told me not to let him smoke weed or drink or get drunk or anything. It was the craziest thing. His mom was there. There were 2 adults there.
What?
I know. I was like, I'm 19.
Weird.
I'm 19. I shouldn't be at a party where there's like adults telling me not to give their children drugs. you know,
I think they should be on charge of that.
Yeah, right. It's like, I'm going to bed. I'm putting you in charge of the party.
Hey, stranger.
You make sure my 7th grader doesn't get into any drugs or alcohol.
I know, it was so.
Hey, stranger, you know, that's here, you know, at the party, doing drugs and alcohol. Make sure my kid doesn't do them. I think you in charge, because I trust you.
I was wasted off my ass. I don't know why she thought I was going to be responsible enough to look over her son. I got so exhausted of hanging out with this kid. It's not like he was cramping my style or anything. Really, if anything, it was nice to have somebody to talk to because I was alone most of the night, I guess. But still, it was just like, I don't want to hang out and talk to the 7th grader. He kept showing me pictures of this girl that apparently is his girlfriend in Mexico. She was so hot. I could not believe it. I just couldn't believe it with my own eyes.
I don't think I could believe it even if she was ugly.
Yeah.
Girlfriend in Mexico for a 7th grader. That's.
Yeah, it was pretty bizarre. Yeah, so I guess that was how I spent my New Year's Day. So, well, that's New Year's.
I can't remember New Year's Day. I have no idea what happened New
I
Year's
don't know
Day.
what I did. I think I just wallowed because I was kind of hungover.
Alright, well, New Year, so that means new music, right? I'm getting pretty excited.
It's true. New music will definitely be coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout the year.
Actually,
Oh, yeah, probably.
Fun fact, music is banned.
Really?
2018's the year.
Wow.
2018, music's banned.
Do you think, I wonder why that is. I'm guessing, has everything in music just been said already?
Yeah, everything's just been done. Every note has been played.
Every note's been played, every word's been sung, everything's been said. Well,
Yeah.
I guess might as well scrap our idea for a band.
Yeah,
then,
Rest
huh?
in Peace Music.
From,
That should be our band name.
the
Rest in Peace
Rest in Peace Music. Oh,
Pretty funny.
when did music even originate?
Question mark.
1929 to... Here lies
Beethoven.
Here lies music. 1929 to 2018. You will be missed.
Okay.
Well,
Not even 100 years.
speaking of music, not even really.
Yeah, that's not even 100
Not
years.
even 100 years, huh? All right. Well, speaking of music, I think it's time to talk about our favorite album of 2017. Jeremy, what was yours?
Ooh, skip me. I gotta think for a second.
I did not prepare for
I didn't
this.
prepare for this
Skip me.
either.
I think I was the only one that knew my favorite album 2017 off the get-go.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what is it, Eric?
Or at least as far as I can remember, like I was thinking back, was this album called... Was it called Bad Karaoke by
I'll
Midnight
have to pull
Satire?
out our phones real quick to see what album.
my library.
Bad Karaoke?
I'm pretty sure it's called Bad Karaoke by Midnight Satire, or vice versa.
Midnight Satire. Huh?
Yeah. I absolutely love that album so much. It was one of my favorite or definitely my favorite album of 2017. Sorry.
You know,
it's Bad Karaoke by Midnight Satire. It's so good.
since we're sitting here talking about favorite albums, Jeremy's still thinking about his. I'm not sure what mine is. It's got to be a tie between Cigarettes After Sex, if that came out this year. I'm pretty sure it came out this year.
Do you think it could have come out like late 2016?
Could have come out in 2016. I don't think it did though, because I'd been waiting for him to release that album for like 2 years prior. Like I think he released like music in like 2015 or like 2012 or something. And I haven't been listening to him like since that long, but like 2015 maybe. So yeah, I finally released that album, Apocalypse, by Cigarettes After Sex. Super good album, very ambient, super sexy, very jazzy. What is it? What is it, Eric? The guitar effect?
The reverb thing?
Yeah, very, very,
Heavy on the reverb.
very heavy on the reverberation. But also, Alt J's new album this year.
I think that was gonna be mine.
Alt J's new album this year is fucking amazing. It's seriously, I can't put it into words how I feel about it. What was it called?
Relaxer.
Relaxer.
And I'll just chime in. I think that one is definitely my top pick for 2017.
Oh yeah, Relaxer. That is a really good one. Yeah, so for me, it's definitely got to be a toss-up between the two. I guess I'll just go with Apocalypse because because yours is Relaxer. So
We don't want to do two of the same.
No, I don't-
His feet.
where's the creativity in two of the same favorite albums? That's absolutely ridiculous. So high hopes for. Oh wait, you know what? Also, not all of our favorite album, but definitely an amazing album. Definitely an album that I want to mention. Always' new album.
Mine was actually a tie between
Yeah,
Relaxer
yeah.
and Always' new album.
I just feel like I have to mention it. Just get Always out there because
Yeah.
I love the new
And
album.
that one was a great album. We've been waiting for that one for a long time now.
Ever.
I think for my favorite, like it's not an album, it's an EP, but full length album. It's just an EP. But my favorite like music release of this year was the Spooky Mansion. I'm the Moon, You're the Wave. So Please Change with Me.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. That's probably my favorite EP ever. I mean, I don't listen to too many EPs, but that was just such a good release.
Spooky Mansion is really good. Eric over here got me hooked on Spooky Mansion. You can find them on Bandcamp if you're looking for them. They're also on Spotify, but I would go to
I
Bandcamp.
think also a little on Apple Music because I
Oh,
have
really?
at least one song.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Spooky Mansion definitely. I would definitely recommend them too. So yeah, so there are some honorable mentions there. So high hopes for 2017. Like I said before, like what are you guys hoping for?
2018.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Obviously. Yeah, 2018. What are you looking forward to this year?
I can't wait for the Beatles to get back together.
I've been waiting for them to get back together since Yoko.
Where is John Lennon hiding, man?
What was the alter ego? The alter ego John Lennon?
Oh no, that was Paul
Paul
McCartney, Billy Shears.
Oh, Billy Shears and Paul McCartney. Right. Billy Shears. I actually really like that name.
George Harrison is pretty selfish right now. You're not helping out or doing anything. Like
Yeah, like
seriously, what's wrong with him?
might as well have cancer.
Might as well.
Might as well. Oh, jeez. Yeah. So, what are you guys looking forward to? I know I'm looking forward to Porch's new album this month.
Soccer Mommy is making a new album this year.
Oh, really?
She's already released one of the singles, and I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Soccer Mom or Soccer Mommy?
Soccer Mommy.
Soccer Mommy. I have a problem saying mommy for some reason. I just don't like it.
I do too. I don't prefer to say it.
I don't know why.
I think I have mom issues.
Yeah. Well, we might all have a little bit of an Oedipus complex somewhere.
Just a little. Oh no.
There's a teensy tiny Oedipus complex. Well, all men do. It's a fact of life.
If I had to say, I'm not sure what I'm looking for.
Another honorable mention of good albums 2017, the Mill Mine, So Long and Thanks.
Oh,
that was a pretty good album.
Yes.
That was a pretty good album.
I'm glad you mentioned Mill Mine because I wanted to say them, but they're like a newer band that I found, so I wasn't really sure if I wanted to even say them. Because I also wanted to mention, as another honorable mention, I guess, I wanted to mention Peach Pit. Because their EP, I can't remember if it came out this year, but their album definitely came out this year. And their album was absolutely fantastic. I loved Drop the Guillotine. I kind of like their EP a little more, the sound on the EP a little better, but it's definitely very unique and very creative on their album release.
Just for the record, most of the bands I'm mentioning are like indie rock. Just like for a clear, like, yeah.
Oh yeah, super
indie rock, alt rock,
underground type of indie music.
I don't know anyone who is specifically releasing music in 2018, but if I had to hope for one band to release an album, I think it would be Heinz.
You know what? I think they are.
No, they are. Yeah.
They are.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I saw on their Instagram. I totally forgot about this. I saw on their Instagram.
They've been working on one for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, because they haven't released anything in a good long time. So
it was 2016, I think, early 2016.
Yeah.
When they released their first album, their first debut album.
Wow. So yeah, it has been a really long time. Like 2 years.
Oh, also the Frights released in 2016, so maybe they'll have something new coming out.
I could be hopeful, but I don't know.
The Frights didn't release anything this year? Oh, man, no. Well, that's interesting.
I mean, I've already found some pretty good gems in this, like, right at the start of 2018. Like, on New Year's Day, a lot of bands released, like, really good, like, albums so far that I found.
Mm-hmm. Oh. You know, honestly, we're probably going to mention it every time we talk about music on the podcast, but I really hope Justin Vernon comes out with something new.
That would be cool too, because I think the last album he released as Bon Iver was in 2016.
Yeah.
So I could see that.
Yeah.
He does. I feel like he might take a while as well.
I know he does, but for very good reasons. Yeah. I feel like next time, because the next time he comes, no. The last album he released was 22 Million.
Yeah, I think that was in 2016.
Wait, really?
I think so.
I thought that was. Wait, it had to have been. It had to have been because it couldn't have been this year.
We'll pull it up for reference.
Just whip it out.
Yeah. Oh man, but I think he's gonna start releasing music under his real name though, instead of Bon Iver.
That'd be fun because I don't think he's ever done that.
No, like he had Gangs and then there was Volcano Choir, and he tweeted today, I think this morning, about like a band. They were called Francis and the Light, I believe. I listened to some of their music and I added one of their songs, and it's pretty good. Oh yeah, Francis and the Lights. It's a song called Friends. It features Bon Iver in it.
Oh, cool. I'm actually gonna look that up.
And then there's another song by Francis and the Lights called Morning, which is a good song to start my morning off to today. Really enjoyed that. Did Eric?
Because like I'm just looking for music on my phone. I look up and I see everyone's on their phone.
We're all looking at music on our phone right now.
So in other words, technology is destroying social interactions.
And
I believe so.
And nobody can realize anything. Oh, honorable mention. The Shins. Ah man, I would want to say that's my favorite album of the year, but it can't be because I like the album, but I do not like the album as much as all their other albums. And I kind of just liked some of the other music that came out this year or this last year a little bit more. But they're definitely worth mentioning. The Shins album Heartworms is beautiful. It's a magnificent album. The song, gosh, I can't remember the name. Well, it's gonna take me forever to look it up.
About 2 years.
Back to my phone. There's so much music that I can mention, honestly, but I don't think we should mention all of it just yet. I could talk about every artist that didn't even release music in 2017 about being a great artist in 2017.
Speaking of music, though, so do you guys want to go to that music festival then?
The Frights Music Festival?
Yeah, $25. It's not expensive, like, at all.
I do not have a problem spending $25 to go see that, and I'm cool with going there and back in like the day. But I'm also gonna spend $20 to see Kuko at Strummers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I might like have to choose one or the other, and I might choose Kuko because he's in Fresno.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
If you guys did decide we all want to go to that, I'd be cool with that as long as like we split the driving. You know,
I'm fine with that. Honestly, I'll drive the whole fucking time.
At least in the night, like we could all do shifts on the way back because that would be tough. I did not like driving back from Mac DeMarco super late at night. I was falling asleep at the wheel. It was bad.
I remember. Yeah, I remember. That was a great concert, though.
That was so worth it.
Homeshake was just getting to see Homeshake live. Like, I mean, seeing Mac DeMarco was amazing, like in itself, but I never thought that I would get to see Homeshake. I always knew that one day I would see Mac DeMarco, but I never thought I would get the chance to see Homeshake just because I always felt like he was just going to be an artist that like I would always really want to go see, but I would never get the chance to. But Mac DeMarco is kind of, big, so I felt like he'd probably come to Fresno if anything. So the fact that we got to see both Mac DeMarco and Homeshake was just such a treat. Such a motherfucking treat. And Mac DeMarco played some of the most incredible music.
Make My Way Downtown.
Make My Way Downtown. All that Christmas music that he played. It was more than a concert,
It was a real performance.
Yeah, it was. It really was. That was like entertainment, like real entertainment. And I liked where we got to sit up on that grass and we got to smoke.
Yeah. Just got to chill out.
Yeah.
Super cool concert.
Oh yeah. So the Frights is in San Diego? Okay.
And it's an actual festival, so there's like a shit ton of people playing.
Who else is playing?
I would recognize some of the names. I can't remember. Let me see that. I'll look it up.
Because only $25 for all that music. That's pretty worth it. It'd be cool if Surf Curse was there.
Together Pangea, I've heard of them. Jeff Rosenstock, I've heard of him. Ryan Key, don't know. Formerly of Yellow Card. Diet Sig, don't know. Honey, The Commons, King Shelter, I've heard of them. On Drugs, I've heard of them. The Spook School, never heard of them. Buddha Trixie.
Trixie.
Cheeks, and The Grins.
Cheeks? Cheeks? Wait, I might have music by the Cheeks on my phone.
I literally haven't heard of any of them. But I'd still be down to go. $25.
$25 music festival, and then the Frights are playing, and they're good at least.
Like I probably would have paid $25 just to see the Frights.
Soma San Diego on Saturday, February 17th.
Oh, I was thinking of a song named Cheeky Kids. It was. Man, when you listen to indie music, you get things like that mixed up. Because sometimes bands have the names of songs, and songs are the name of bands. I wouldn't have it any other way, though. I like the variety.
Always something new to listen to.
It's always shit.
Yeah, you go on Bandcamp, you really risk it sometimes.
Speaking of Bandcamp, hopefully we can be up on Bandcamp sometime soon.
Oh yeah, we just started working on something today.
And it's shit as well as indie rock goes.
I actually really like it.
It has to be on Bandcamp.
My heart is tickling me right now.
Yeah, you're probably having a heart attack. Is your arm feeling pokey?
No. My arm feels fine, but my heart felt like it was being tickled by a feather. That was weird. I have a lot of heart palpitations too, all the time. I don't know if that's good or normal. I figure just because I'm high.
Oh, don't worry. It's really
You're
good.
alive.
Yeah. No, but seriously, I actually really do have a lot of heart palpitations. Palpitations? I can't really say that word right now for some reason.
Palpitations.
Palpitations.
Palpatine.
I was going to say that.
Emperor Palpatine. Good old Emperor. Good old Emperor Palpatine. Alright, so again, 2018, which means a new year for new things to flourish. Companies are going to grow.
There's always going to be new technology
There's always going to be new technology.
that's constantly advancing.
It's constantly advancing. Like
Seamless transition here.
yes, like I'm so conflicted on the subject because not just because of things like Black Mirror, but just real life in general. How we see how things like social media has affected people's lives and the way they interact with one another.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like so much technology in general. Like and my biggest conflict is, do I want to be a part of it or do I not want to be a part of it?
The thing is, I don't think technology has affected actual social interactions really at all.
You don't think so?
I think it made them easier for, like, if anything, they made it an easier outlet to socially interact. I don't think it's actually altered any way people interact.
I think it's altered the way people interact, like, face to face, because they have this secondary outlet that's so much easier to communicate through.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's necessarily like a bad thing, but I feel like it's kind of cut the way we we interact, like, as genuine human beings, like, in front of each other.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's always just been people who don't interact, the same way as other people. It's always, no matter what, like, if we had technologies back then when we didn't have, or as advanced technology, because technology is just something that we've created. And it doesn't have to be electronic. Anything that we create is technology.
Well, yeah. But, okay, so here's my theory on it. Basically, when it comes to, like, a relationship, like meeting somebody, there's companionship and then there's the attention of it. Wanting the attention of somebody and, like, wanting the companionship of the friendship. Didn't I talk to one of you guys about this before?
Yeah, he talked to me about
I talked to you about this yesterday, right? Mm-hmm. I felt like I was thinking about this. I was kind of wrestling with this yesterday, and I thought, oh, well, is that just me? Is that just me who just likes attention instead of the companionship? But really, I think it's heavily that feeling that I have is heavily influenced by social media and wanting to portray our lives as very interesting, very fun, and busy lives on social media, when in reality, life isn't so much that way.
Well, I mean, remember, like, naturally, humans are just very prideful. Because we have a consciousness, we want to be, we want to exemplify some stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, we want to be
cool. Want to have that persona.
Even say before technology, say, just for example, a parent like, oh, my son's a straight A student, talking to their parents. They wouldn't have changed. It's been, long before technology. That's how, things, I mean, that's just one example, but people have always been prideful. If they can accomplish something, they want to, for the most part, gloat about it.
Mm.
Right.
I feel like social media does make it easier.
It's an outlet.
It definitely does make it easier.
It's an outlet because it's broadcasted to on the internet somewhere where you
wherever you
to
want,
anyone you want.
As much of what you
want. But I don't
want.
think that's a problem. I think that's just another way of doing it. It's just a different outlet, because either way they were going to gloat about it or show it off in some other way.
So you don't think that social media has caused people to be less social, like physically?
I don't think so. Honestly.
You don't think so?
I mean, I don't know, because obviously I don't know.
Because obviously we didn't live back then, so we don't really know what it's like. We only really know what it's like today.
Because you always look about have you guys ever seen those things about people like what was it? It's just like these pictures of people they always them reading magazines, just trying to avoid making contact with other people. They just want to just be by themselves. They don't want to contact other people.
Yeah.
They just always, before, they'd have books, they have magazines, they have whatever, something to occupy them, to show, oh, I'm focused on this, I can't talk to you. Now we have technology that, we can, preoccupy ourselves with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Because on some level we do, everyone craves social interaction, but on some level we also want,
a lot of solitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I feel that definitely. I find so much joy in being alone. It is so nice to just have your own time to yourself and really be your own friend and be able to entertain yourself, because in life a lot of people are going to let you down. So it's good to be the one person who can pick you back up.
Ever really going to be exactly what you want them to be.
Exactly. Nobody's ever.
You kind of have to be that. You have to be the solid thing in your life.
Yeah, you do. You really have to be that rock for yourself. Yeah, everybody I meet who I think is cool always eventually turns out to just be exactly the opposite of that.
Good thing I'm not cool.
No, well, it's easier to hang out. It's easier to hang out with you guys because I feel like one, we grew up together, so our friendship is more of like a, it's more like bonded than most friendships. So I'm more inclined to not like the people that I'll meet now because I haven't gotten to know those people for the past 12 years in my life, So I guess that's the difference between you guys and then other friends.
Yeah, I feel bad about because I'm going to college right now, and I'll meet people, and I'm acquainted with them, but I don't know to what level if I'm a friend with them or not. So I just usually ignore them for the most part.
Yeah,
and wait for them to do something.
Yeah, and if not, oh well. I mean, it's not a huge, it's not any skin off my back or anything. I'm not oh no, they're not gonna be friends with me. I really don't care. But I feel bad if, say, they do think we're friends and I'm ignoring them.
That is my exact problem with women and not making a move. Is she into me? Is she not into me? Should I make a move? Should I not make a move? I guess it's kind of the same thing with friends. Am I his friend? Is he my friend? Should I ask him to hang out?
Do I need to wait for him?
Do I need to wait for him to ask me to hang out? I guess it's exactly the same thing. Man. Relationships. Oh, speaking of relationships, I watched a documentary on happiness, and
it made you sad.
Well, it did make me sad, but that is besides this certain point. There was a scientist or a professor. I don't know what he was, to be honest. But that's not the point. It doesn't matter what his job is. It matters what he said. And he said that he believes, from years of research, happiness, doesn't come from drugs. It doesn't come from love or sex or anything that most people, the stuff that most people think that happiness come from. But it comes from having good relationships with people, with everybody in your life, good relationships with the things you do, your actions, like working or traveling or pursuing your spontaneity, like the choices that you want to make suddenly. Just the relationships you have with everything in life. If you have a good relationship with everything in life, then you can be happy. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. To have a good relationship with everything in life, that's a pretty good answer for how to be happy. But then that brings us to the question, how the fuck do you have a good relationship?
That's unrealistic completely.
How the fuck do you have a good relationship with everything?
I mean, okay, I feel like that's just him another way of saying don't hold on to physical objects or materialistic things. Don't desire those kind of things that aren't permanent, so to speak. Whatever. Really appreciate the things that are whatever like that.
Yeah.
Really appreciate the deeper stuff. And I feel like it's just another way of him kind of folding it around. But the way he stated that, saying that to have a good relationship with everyone and everything, it's that's completely unrealistic.
It does sound pretty unrealistic, and I just think, is there a way for that to be possible?
There is, but I feel like at the same time, if you force a good relation with everything, then you're not going to be happy yourself because you're just trying to please everybody.
Yeah, right.
It has to be a mutual kind of, where you have complete control of who these people are in your life, and then, people that you want to make things good with. That's satisfying to you, but trying to get on your boss's good side or something, that's not pleasing to you. That's just something you kind of have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I've always heard from my grandparents, almost every time I even mention happiness, it fucking annoys me. I understand this. I'm not saying this is a bad way to be happy, but they're always talking about how helping other people is the best way to be happy. And sure, I think, help other people, help whoever you want. But there's got to be some sort of yin and yang. There's got to be, you can't just help every single person.
I would say, it's not, yes, it can be good when you want to, not just for the sake of, I'm going to help people so I can be good.
So I can
exactly.
If you genuinely want to help that person, just without the idea of
yeah, this is going to go good for me if I help this person.
Because remember we talked about before about intentions, stuff like that. But and I think a really good example that I thought of was if say I'm going to open the door for someone. If it's someone I know obviously in some form or some shape or form, it's someone I know. I'm doing it because I know them. I know them. So I'm going to do it, to get on their quote-unquote good side or some way. In some form, it is kind of selfish. when
It
it's
is.
someone, say, I don't know at all, and it's not even a thought of like, oh, it's just, you know, a stranger. Maybe the stranger will like me or something. It's like, oh, the stranger looks like he's busy or carrying something. I need to help him out. It wasn't a thought of, you know, like, oh, he's gonna be, you know, so thankful. It was just, oh shit, you know, he needs help with something. I'm gonna open the door with him. He's
Yeah.
carrying stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so the whole helping people will make you happy theory, I just don't buy it.
It works if, you know, that floats your boat. If you're the kind of person.
It
like,
works
like,
for a
it's-
momentary
it's-
of lapse of happiness. You know,
I
it
think
works in
it's-
the moment.
I don't. I think it's situational because it's not for every single person. Not every person will have that be the same response. If,
Yeah.
say you're a person that, you know, yeah, you can have those kind of reactions to helping other people out, but not everyone will have the same exact reaction to it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my like little side note. So say my Nana buys Christmas presents for a poor family, and that makes her happy, buying those presents for that family. Does that make her happy for life, or does that make her happy for that moment?
That moment, but I feel like that's with most things too. Like I don't feel like there's really anything out there that'll make you
there's
happy
nothing
for
because
life.
it's like
Unless you have a good relationship with everything.
with
Then
everything,
That's like an
and-
ongoing thing
yeah.
still, you know?
Yeah.
Like something you have to keep working
It just
on.
it's consistency. Yeah. Trying to build
But
consistency.
maybe it's not necessarily you having a good relationship with everything. But it's you thinking you do.
Well, then isn't that kind of lying to yourself?
Yeah, but how are you supposed to know if you're lying? Your
it's
brain is
just-
constantly lying to you all the time. You know.
Or it's exactly
About
the same
it doesn't
thing,
let
know?
you have 100% access to the brain because it's like basically tricking us and not letting us know everything. Because we actually have the power to understand the entire universe. We just don't need all that part for survival. So we don't use any of that. So it's kind of like same thing. Damn it, I get lost in my own explanations and thoughts all the time.
I feel like feeling like you have good relations with everything is pretty much the same thing as having good relations with
I would say,
everything.
yeah, if you like,
Because if you believe it, then it's true to you.
I would say ignorance is bliss. If you don't know it, like if you don't understand that, like
Then you're fine.
If you think, oh man, that person, you know, they're so nice to me. They're so happy. But like say they're like backhanded. You know, it's like, oh, they're actually like, you know, talk about you behind your back. You don't know it. Ignorance
So-
is bliss. You're happy about it. You think, oh, this person's so appreciative and so nice. Thank you, you know, person. And then they could be, you know, like, oh, I hate this person, whatever. And you don't know it, so you think it's a good, you know, relationship. So you're happy about it.
Exactly like the episode of that 70s show when Eric and Donna had sex for the first time. And Eric thought it was really good, but Donna said he was bad in the sack. He was lame in the sack.
And then Kelso came in like all happy, like, "Oh, Eric, I was what was it, Greek god of love or something." And then Jackie came in and shot his ignorance in the head,
But yeah,
and it wasn't bliss anymore.
it wasn't. It really wasn't. So I guess ignorance really is bliss. Even when you're a child, things are so much better because you don't really think about what it's like to be an adult until you're actually an adult. And then you're 19 and you realize you're in your room making a podcast because your life is meaningless and nothing is as what it seems.
Too real.
Too real. All right, you're right. Well, what? I think that's a pretty good note to end the episode on.
I was actually going to say that. I was going to cut in and be like, and on that note, we leave
Happy
you.
New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Easter.
A little late, but
Yeah, we'll see you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
We'll see you all in Beverly Hills next weekend. So hopefully we all
What?
get to do that. So I'm Nate,
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Eric.
and this was a podcast hour. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
It's Stinky Thoughts.